Hello, everybody. My name is Samuel Jose, and this is the Information Systems Project Part 3, where we have implemented the project. So the programs we were able to use was a React.js front end, a Node.js backend with API calls, and these Node.js backend made calls to this MySQL and MySQL workbench for the database. So the major items that were implemented was developing pages for author, admin, CPC, conference program share, and a reviewer to log in and sign up. Developed the server JS backend for sending entries into the localhost database and making query calls to send requests from the clients or the front end data to the locally hosted database. Specifically, I'll be able to showcase what was rather difficult at first was the sign up page to showcase the account info being updated. And then finally gave the front end look for all the roles, the author, admin, CPC, and reviewer, and their respective tasks. So the first thing I was able to do was take the database schema, which you can see right here. This is how the account info has been structured with all of the material right here. So we have tables for account info, the roles from author to reviewer, and then the paper right here. So this is locally hosted on my local machine. Let's showcase. This is the front end code for signing up, where we have the front end variables shown right here. This is how it was initialized in React to empty initializations. This is how the register function has been declared before returning an HTML response. Returning HTML code, where it sends a form for the user to fill out the variables that the variables will be recorded onto whenever that entry has been changed. So it waits, it sends a post to this location. This is the location for the server, API register, where it initializes the backend variables for such to check if it's already been created or not. Okay. Okay, yeah, and then the ID is set to a random number times 15. So, let's show the server JS real quick. So this is how the server has been declared with all the necessary codes for APIs. This is the port where it's been initialized to and where it will be listening from of the location for the server. Locally hosted, that's the locally hosted database being declared and how it logs in and verifies. So this is the call for the API registration where it initializes that backend and then makes a query to the SQL database shown right here. And if it's unsuccessful, it sends a server error. If it's successful, it says, okay, we were able to register all the material right here. And I'll be able to show where it's being showcased. Right here, let me just check time. Okay, let's speed through this real quick. So we have the login material. This is the front end of the conference system, registering new account, sign up page. Let's start the server. So we call this request node server JS. Goes. So now the server is running on port 8081. Let's do Kyung Shu. Email kshu@gmail.com. Username qshu. Password QWERTY. So the role that Kyung-Shu wants to be, let's say author. Well, let's try that again because it's on a... Okay, cool. It sends a random number of 11, Kyung-Shu, loads these informations and says, okay, yeah, we're able to make this material. I probably have to change how that is implemented in terms of like getting the account ID. So let's reload this real quick and showcase that it's been made. So Johnny Q, John Doe, Kyung Shu with the account ID of 11. Username Kshu, QWERTY, all this material right here. That's just to showcase that it's working. So let's show the run through of the login page, right? If I wanted to show how the admin would look, admin, this is how the admin homepage would look, where we would enter the information for the submission form. If we were to log in, let's see how we're doing on time. Yeah, I could, let's call it McDonald's. No, TEDx. So this would be where we enter the day of the conference date. So we'll say January 1st, 2024. December 29th will be the deadline. This is for the admin page. 23. City, Dearborn, Michigan, USA. And then conference chair email. This is the email that we will be assigning to the conference chair. If he has an account, he will have the account. If he doesn't have an account, then he'll be prompted to create a new account. We're just assuming that he is. So we'll just say, we're prompting me to create an account for a conference program chair. Okay, so it takes all that information, TEDx Dearborn, so on and so forth. Now let's see the conference program chair. Okay, so this is where he can send an admin request. So, hey, I want to make a conference, right? Sends it to the admin email. Let's go back. So he wants to view to conference. These are the conference names that have been set up already, and he can select from these options. Publish decisions on papers or assign reviewers. Let's just showcase real quick. How am I doing on time? 6:45. Okay, let's go really quickly through the authors and reviewers. So author 3. So he can view his papers that he's been made. So it showcases files 1 to reviewers 1 to 3 under decisions, and the file type, author, paper name, and decisions made. And then we can go to select conference. Same thing right here. And finally, let's see the reviewers. Yeah, the biggest challenge was just developing the back-end connection to the front end because, yeah, it was sometimes SQL can be, or APIs can be buggy. So it can see the papers, make a decision, approve or deny. Approve, right? And it says, okay, decision on papers have been sent. And then you can select the conferences. So that's been the run through of this conference paper system. Thank you very much.